Subscribers, we heard you. You all wanted this video, so here it is. In 2005, a young actor stood in front of Casino Royale's director Martin Campbell, auditioning for the role of James Bond. The 22-year-old gave what Campbell later called a tremendous performance, making it to the final two candidates before losing to Daniel Craig by the narrowest of margins. That actor was Henry Cavill. Now, nearly 2 decades later, as the search for Craig's replacement intensifies, Cavill finds himself once again in contention for cinema's most coveted role. But he faces stiff competition from another British acting powerhouse, Tom Hiddleston, whose performance in The Night Manager was essentially a 6-hour Bond audition. As rumors swirl and speculation mounts, the question remains, which of these two leading men has what it takes to carry 007 into a new era? Only one can be Bond, but who will it be? This video will dive into the reasons for and against Henry Cavill and Tom Hiddleston being the next 007. And before we start, here's a quick reminder to ask you if you're new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. It's one small click for you, but a huge deal for us. Thanks! Henry Cavill. If you were to create James Bond in a laboratory, you'd likely end up with someone looking exactly like Henry Cavill. Standing at 6 foot 1 inch with classical features, piercing blue eyes, and a physical imposing frame, Cavill is practically a walking manifestation of Ian Fleming's literary description of 007. His time as Superman and Geralt of Rivia has proven he can maintain the peak physical condition required for action-heavy roles. While Cavill may have missed out on Bond in 2005, he's since built an impressive portfolio of spy-related roles that serve as an extended audition for 007. His portrayal of Napoleon Solo in Guy Ritchie's The Man from U.N.C.L.E. demonstrated his ability to embody the sophisticated playboy spy archetype with remarkable finesse. What's particularly striking about Cavill's performance as Solo was his ability to balance charm with lethal efficiency, a crucial requirement for any Bond actor. The way he delivered witty one-liners while maintaining an underlying sense of danger, showing he understands the delicate balance required for 007. Few actors understand the weight of carrying a major franchise better than Henry Cavill. His tenure as Superman in the DC Universe and his role as Geralt in Netflix's The Witcher has given him invaluable experience in handling the pressure of iconic roles. The most impressive part is how Cavill has handled both the success and setbacks in these franchises. His graceful exit from The Witcher and dignified response to the Superman situation demonstrated the kind of professionalism and resilience that the Bond producers would certainly appreciate. The cultural fit. Born in Jersey to a middle-class family, Cavill represents a more modern, accessible version of British masculinity, similar to how Daniel Craig refreshed Bond's image. His background strikes a perfect balance between refined and rugged, making him relatable while maintaining Bond's aspirational quality. The box office appeal. Cavill's track record at the box office speaks volumes about his ability to draw audiences. Man of Steel grossed over $668 million worldwide, while The Witcher became one of Netflix's most watched series. This proven commercial appeal, combined with his established fan base, could help launch a new era of Bond films with built-in audience interest. The age factor. At 40, Cavill has reached what many consider the perfect age for Bond. He's mature enough to convey the world weariness necessary for the character, yet young enough to carry the franchise for a decade potentially. Remember, Roger Moore played Bond well into his 50s, and Cavill's exceptional physical condition suggests he could maintain the role's demands for years to come. While critics initially focused on Cavill's physical appearance, his acting has shown remarkable development over the years. From his early work in The Tudors to recent performances in Mission Impossible, Fallout, and The Witcher, Cavill has consistently expanded his range. He has also managed to bring emotional depth to traditional stoic characters. His portrayal of Geralt of Rivia demonstrated his ability to convey complex emotions with minimal dialogue, a skill that would serve him well as the traditional understated Bond. The technical preparation. One often overlooked aspect of Cavill's candidacy is his dedication to technical preparation. For The Witcher, He performed most of his own stunts and learned sword fighting. For Mission Impossible, he mastered various combat techniques. This commitment to authenticity aligns perfectly with the Bond franchise tradition of practical stunts and real action. Perhaps the most compelling argument for Cavill is the timing. He's recently departed from both The Witcher and the DC Universe, leaving his schedule open for a new long-term commitment. This isn't just a coincidence. It's the kind of strategic career move that suggests serious preparation for the Bond role. His recent role in Argylle, while some might see it as too similar to Bond, actually showcases his ability to handle the specific requirements of a spy thriller. The film allowed him to demonstrate the perfect balance of sophistication and action that Bond requires. The Casino Royale connection. Martin Campbell's recent comments about Cavill's 2005 Bond audition provide fascinating context. The director's assertion that if Daniel didn't exist, Henry would have made an excellent Bond feels almost prophetic now. What was once a liability, his youth, has transformed into an asset. He's now reached the perfect age for the role. While Cavill might seem like a traditional choice for Bond, his ability to bridge different eras of the character is unique. He could combine the brutal efficiency of Craig's interpretation with the sophisticated charm of classic Bond, creating something both familiar and fresh for the audiences. Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston brings a different kind of sophistication to the Bond conversation. With his classical training at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art and a background in theatrical performance, Hiddleston represents the more cerebral, nuanced side of espionage storytelling. If there was ever a perfect audition for James Bond without actually playing the character, it was Hiddleston's performance in The Night Manager. Jonathan Pine demonstrated every quality required for a modern Bond: sophistication, ruthlessness, charm, and the ability to move seamless between high society and the criminal underworld. Their series proved Hiddleston could handle the complex espionage narratives, intense action sequences, romantic chemistry with leading actresses, and the physical transformation required for a spy role. His portrayal of Loki in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has also proven his ability to maintain character depth and audience interest across multiple projects. Starting as a villain and evolving into an anti-hero, Hiddleston has shown remarkable range and staying power. The cultural pedigree. Educated at Eton and Cambridge, Hiddleston embodies a traditional view of the British establishment that Bond has historically represented. However, this very quality has been cited as potentially problematic, with producer Barbara Broccoli reportedly considering him too posh for the role. At 6'2", Hiddleston brings a different kind of physicality to the role. Rather than raw power, he offers elegant precision and calculated movement. His lean, aristocratic bearing recalls the refined gentleman spy of the Roger Moore era, but with a modern edge. Hiddleston's range as an actor is undeniable. From Shakespeare to superhero films, from intimate dramas to big-budget action, he's proven himself capable of inhabiting any role with conviction. This versatility could allow for more physiological, complex interpretation of Bond. Box office considerations. While Hiddleston's box office draws comes primarily from his role in the MCU, The Night Manager's massive international success proved his ability to carry a sophisticated spy narrative. The series attracted over 6 million viewers per episode in the UK alone, demonstrating his appeal in the espionage genre. His long-term commitment to the MCU shows he understands the demands of a major franchise. Unlike some actors who might tire of a recurring role, Hiddleston has consistently brought fresh energy to Loki across multiple films and series. The age question. At 42, Hiddleston faces the same age considerations as Cavill. However, his leaner physique and more cerebral approach to action might allow for a longer tenure as Bond. His style of performance relies less on physical prowess and more on cunning and sophistication. Through Hiddleston's nuanced performance style, we could see 007 engaging in more complex political narratives where mental warfare becomes as crucial as physical combat. His work in The Night Manager demonstrated his ability to portray a spy who relies more on intellectual manipulation than brute force. showing how he could transform Bond into a more cerebral operative while maintaining the character's essential charm. The final comparison. When examining these two exceptional candidates, we find ourselves looking at two distinct but equally compelling visions for James Bond's future. In terms of physical presence, Cavill embodies the classic Bond archetype, powerful, imposing, and naturally commanding. His physical prowess demonstrated across multiple action roles aligned perfectly with the demands of modern action sequences. Hiddleston conversely brings an elegant sophistication to the movement, suggesting a Bond who relies more on precision than power. Their spy experience tells equally interesting stories. Cavill has built an impressive portfolio with the roles in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Argylle, and Mission Impossible, each showcasing different aspects of espionage storytelling. Hiddleston's extensive theatrical training and transformative performance in The Night Manager demonstrate his capability to portray the physiological complexity of a modern spy. In terms of franchise management, both actors have proven their mettle in different ways. While Henry Cavill and Tom Hiddleston represent excellent choices for James Bond, Cavill's combination of physical presence, acting range, and perfect timing make him the ideal candidate to carry the franchise forward. His journey from almost Bond in 2005 to potential Bond in 2024 feels like a narrative worthy of a 007 himself. But whom do you think would perform the role of 007 better and why? Share your thoughts in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This video was made by movie fans for movie fans.